Black and brown voices into this conversation, and it's just wonderful to see that
Hush.
we are humans and we are inventive and innovative and we have ideas and people are and you're engaged and you're getting married. Yes, we've been engaged for a while. I'm half German and
your dad is German.
My dad is German
and you speak fluent German.
I do, yeah.
And you basically like speak German with him when you're together, right?
Yes, that's our language.
Oh, you motherfucker. Fine.
Oh, you make it sound so much better. All German people.
I really don't care.
When I speak,
It's a good one. I love you. It's a good one.
I also know exit, Ashfart.
Ausfahrt. But it's okay.
I remember being.
I really don't care anymore.
With Adam Sandler, we went to promote the wedding singer in Germany, and we kept giggling about exit. We were like, but you know, how do I say it for real?
Ausfahrt. Which I guess isn't much better.
No, it's not. Adam and I are just being teenagers when we're on a German freeway, apparently.
But yeah, so we want to maybe have it in Germany. That's why we're in Germany. Congratulations on your engagement.
Okay, it's Beauty Week on our show. Before we go, what is your philosophy on beauty? And I heard you have some beauty tips.
I do. I have a couple of beauty tips.
Give it to me now.
I tend to have dry skin, and so shea butter is something that it's non-comedogenic and it has antibacterial properties, and so that's something you can like slather on your face, and it's thick and rich, and it doesn't cause breakouts, it doesn't clog your pores, gives you rich moisture, and then also, and this I feel like is, I don't know, it feels obvious, but it's really changed my skin, rather than just like using face wash and using my hands to wash my face, but to use a washcloth and like do it for like 60 seconds, really get in there, and it's just like, it's gentle exfoliation that I really found it's so much smoother and even, and I break out less, and I really have to say it's really changed my skin.
Well, thank you so much.
If it was one else, I wouldn't have been pissed. I would have been pissed. 10
grams of protein plus 35 grams of whole grains. So delicious, it's no wonder they call it the grain of all time. Quaker Oats, a super trusted superfood.
The cheese is how you cream, every bite gets better, every dollar, every dip, every moment together. Top it off, take a dip, tastes so good, it's a hit. $1 for day.
Damn.
Give more than a gift. That's it.
It's boring.
Ashley Home Store's Black Friday early access sale. Buy one, get one half off. Buy the sofa, get the love seat half off. Friday through Monday only. Plus, veterans save an extra 5% off this weekend. Only at Ashley Home Store.
The holidays are doubly important this year, so make your celebrations doubly special with our award-winning cave-aged Maurice cheese. Kroger. Hey, you're right, we can't stop now. Let's take the special up a level with fresh, never frozen fried beef. Still not special enough? Add some surf to that turf with our sustainably caught seafood. Turn your taste buds up to 11 and have a doubly special holiday with Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
When you walk in the door with the new double bacon pizza from Papa John's, oh, that smell of bacony goodness has everyone showing up. I mean everyone. It's the season of bacon at Papa John's. West Shore Home, bringing happiness to every home, one bath at a time. I'm John Morgan. If you've been injured on the job, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan. Pound Law. That's all. Friday through Monday only at Ashley Home Store's Black Friday Early Access Sale. Buy one, get one half off, plus get 0% interest for 12 months. Or get 0% interest for 5 years with no money down. 4 days only at Ashley Home Store.
With the stylist to the stars who also happens to have the best heart, Chris Appleton. All right, Chris, you are so busy helping these incredible veterans.
Dude, I mean, I've done this show a few times with you. I always have fun. It's always an amazing, heartfelt experience. But this one was a real tearjerker that I can't wait for you guys to see them.
I want to do everything with you for the rest of my life. I want to be with you forever, Chris. All right, I'm so excited to see the new looks. And ladies, please come out. That being said, walk us through what you did with these beautiful women.
I think here we wanted to go for something a little shorter, a little fresher, and kind of lighter. And sometimes you can kind of cut away with the ears with the style. You know, it's not always about keeping length. As you can see before, it was kind of quite dark, so we wanted to make sure it suits the skin tone, and we wanted to soften the skin tone. That's why we added those lighter highlights.
I think you look so beautiful. How do you feel, most important?
Amazing. And we learned so many things from Chris, so this is just amazing.
Well, Chris really thinks head to toe as
He
well.
does. He does. And
Toes.
all
We
that.
should talk about these shoes.
Yes.
We were talking about the nude heel, and I think what's really important about this is it's actually given the appearance of a bit of a taller finish, which I think you did because it's swell. Let's go. You ready?
The best husband, Brad, and her sister Katie are here in the audience. What do you guys think?
So much.
Okay, Tiago, did you want to say something to your wife today?
Yes, she looks absolutely stunning. I love it.
You look really beautiful.
Today was the Starbucks fun to work with. We decided with the length just to simply add more layers. Now, this is a great tip for any of you guys out there with fine hair. So you guys know that layers can be a bit of a problem, but you know, it's always that thing of like trying to create volume. Layers are very helpful for that. But there's nothing worse than the spindly ends when it gets really thin and you end up kind of, you know, making your old haircut look thinner than it already is. So we wanted to create more face framing layers. So really we just worked with the face framing around the front. So it was more about kind of opening up this front shape here. So she had the shorter layers here. And it just generally gave the hair a little bit more volume but keeping the weight at the bottom.
Your hair looks so thick and luxurious. Thank you. All right, let's move on. Annie and Suzanne. Chris, tell us what you did there.
We made the colour lighter, so it was a little bit softer. As you can see before, previously it was quite dark and we felt like it was a little heavy on the skin.
Yeah,
So we wanted to give it a slightly lighter feel, but without it being blonde or anything too far away from, you know, what a natural base was at. She also has a few extensions in. I don't know if you guys can notice, but it's longer. Now, don't forget that extensions are not just about length. We didn't necessarily want to create so much length. It was more about texture and volume.
How do you feel right now?
Sexy.
Oh!
I really do.
Okay, Mark, what do you think of your wife, Anaï's look?
Amazing. This is just spectacular. You guys, amazing. I thank you guys.
Crystal, how are you liking it? What are you thinking?
She looks gorgeous. She's glowing.
You know, you can see previously her hair was quite short around the front. So again, we worked with visual extensions around the front. It lasted around 6 weeks, and it was just really to kind of fill it out. This look in particular was just all about the shine. So it was about getting that real glossy high shine. Give us a little swish. She wanted that kind of rich, expensive, glossy-looking hair.
You look so beautiful. How do you feel, most importantly?
I feel amazing, beautiful. I feel like I'm 30 again, so thank you again. You guys just all look wonderful, and if you feel it, then that is the most important. And I just want to thank Beth, Janae, Anna-E, and Suzanne for your service. Thank you for helping us celebrate Veterans Day in such style and in such meaningful ways always, Chris.
Oh, absolutely. This is what it's all about.
All right, well, your dedication, your time, your energy. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us. We make this show for you, so take it with you. When you're in a car wreck, you know who to call.
Call Music Coleman. 800-800-4600.
Enjoy garden-to-table dining at Castle Farm at the Kentucky Castle.
Whatever you're celebrating this season, bring our tradition home to yours. Create your own barbecue bundle to go from Sonny's. We get a table full of favorites with something for everyone. Choose from ribs, chicken, hot links, or pork. Plus sides are bread for sharing for any size group up to 10 people. Smoked slow and ready to go. From OrderSonny's.com. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68. A better tomorrow starts with one small act. A better tomorrow can start with you. Take care, Kentucky.
The media are playing games with the news. They're taking sides on issues, refusing to show both sides. At News Nation, we're different. We know the best way to get to the heart of a story is to present all sides. That's why News Nation is the fastest growing cable news network. Because without balance, News Nation, news for all America.
Join us at Johnny Carino's for our 5 for $15 top sirloin steak and shrimp scampi meal deal. Enjoy our Italian nachos appetizer, juicy char-grilled top sirloin steak, savory shrimp scampi sauteed in a white wine lemon butter sauce, your choice of pasta, a refreshing beverage, and our fresh baked bread for only $15. We are open at noon on Thanksgiving Day, serving your traditional turkey dinner and all your Italian favorites. Or take your Thanksgiving family feast to go. Make your reservation at Johnny Carino's today.
Here's a look at tonight's programming on Fox 56. Brought to you by Bernie Hartzog and Associates, providing Central Kentucky with premium HVAC and complete home solutions. Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, a missing child.
Breaking news, an Amber Alert now issued by the TBI for a missing 5-year-old girl.
Her parents tried to prove their innocence.
They turned to social media for help, but online bullies began accusing them of having something to do with her disappearance. You didn't do anything to hurt your daughter.
No, sir. Do you know what happened to Summer? No. Do you know who took Summer?
No, I can't do this. I'm being interrogated because they're dropping more to remember.
We did see some interesting body language.
I wanted to know.
It has been almost 4 months since 5-year-old Summer went missing from her home in rural Tennessee on June 15th. Her parents, Don and Candace, say they believe someone came through a wooded trail near their house and grabbed Summer. Don says that he fears his little girl is dead. Yet Candace says that she just must remain hopeful.
Breaking news, an Amber Alert now issued by the TBI for a missing 5-year-old girl. The search continues for Summer Wells from Rogersville. Wells is roughly 3 feet tall, weighing 40 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing gray pants and a pink shirt. And she was reportedly last seen outside of her home in the area of Ben Hill Road and Beach Creek Road.
19 agencies, including the TBI and FBI, are assisting in the search, along with air crews.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says the search for Summer is, quote, definitely outside the norm when it comes to the standard amount of time for a missing persons case like this.
Despite doing everything within our power and exploring all avenues, the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear. We continue to hold out hope that Summer will be found safe.
We will not wait till we find Summer Wells.
In reflecting back at from running errands to swimming in a nearby lake to planting flowers with Grandma. When they got home, Candace watched Summer go through the front door, but she never saw her come out. June 15th, 2021.
Big girls leggings with lining.
We just finished planting flowers, and then Summer was putting the rocks on top, and then she got after Summer went
No.
our dermatologist-backed blend of ingredients to reinforce your skin's moisture barrier. Cetaphil, complete care for your sensitive skin.
Arm & Hammer Clean and Simple Detergent is inspired by you. Because when it comes to doing what's best for your family,
Come on, you stupid thing. Open.
and so is Clean and Simple, with ingredients that are safer for your family, while giving you the deeper clean you expect.
Look who we've jumped in bed with. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. Now, at Value City Furniture with our dream mattress. And now, get special financing on a mattress with sleep systems, bedroom furniture, and more. Only at Value City Furniture.
Barbecue is more than what you see on your plate. It's sharing some of life's greatest moments. Gathered around your
I don't remember what that could be.
people. Get together with Sonny's Barbecue. Been besters since '68.
I've been telling you for years, when you get hurt, you call Muse and Combs.
Yeah, black. Yes.
They know what it takes to get you the most money after you've been injured. When our client was hit by a dump truck, we recovered $800,000 so he could get medical treatment. We recovered $1 million for a family that was hit by a tractor trailer because their injuries will last forever. So what are you waiting for? Just call Muse and Combs. 800-800-4600.
Lexington Overstock Warehouse. Open this weekend only for our huge Veterans Day warehouse sale. Cervical size mattresses, $298 plus. Take advantage of 12 months interest-free financing. Go to LexingtonOverstockWarehouse.com now for more details.
Isaiah House gave me back my life. Being here and actually being able to get sober and through sober eyes, I've realized, there's more to life than just getting high. I've learned how to love myself again. The past is the past. And I hate hearing other than me now. I've tried many programs, but I've never tried a faith-based program until now. You don't feel like you're part of a business. You feel like you're part of a family here. You're really looking to get sober and stuff like that. These people will help you have your back.
Isaiah House. Real hope for addiction.
It's where generations come together. Meet Artemis, just one of our designer looks without the designer prices. Because great moments deserve great furniture. We are designer looks only at Value City Furniture.
Since the night of June 15th, there are still no answers as to where Candace and Dawn's 5-year-old daughter Summer could be. Now, I'm here with body language experts dissecting their interrogation with Summer's parents. Let's see this one.
Guys who run organized crime around you, worry about them at all.
All that questioning, he has an alibi, but, what about those fellas that are around there in the cornbread mafia? Well, cornbread mafia,
That's what we call them.
I have no idea. I've heard about some hillbilly mafia type stuff and everything, and all these different ones. So we've tried to steer clear from all these.
This is wonderful.
Tried to steer clear from all these people as much as possible. And I think they've kind of seen us as targets because they have come up and stole our stuff. Stole all of our tag tools at one time. When they knew we were gone, they knew me and her were together. Just hang on for
You guys put any kind of security or anything in place?
We don't have any kind of security. Okay, now this is significant for a lot of different reasons. I've seen a lot of tears from her. She's talked about Summer. She's talked about her disappearance. She's talked about looking for her. She's talked about her being gone. She's gone down to her room where she lives. She's picked up her toys. She's held her toys. She's looked at the bed she's not in. She's looked at trigger after trigger after trigger after trigger after trigger, and not a tear. But then you ask about the cornbread mafia, which is a colloquial term for a kind of organized grassroots crime syndicate in Tennessee. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And let's see what happens when you've asked. Let's pay attention to her. What about those fellas that are out there in the cornbread mafia? Cornbread mafia.
That's what we call them. So we started by trying to give her a little space with organized crime.
Yeah. Okay. So Greg brings up organized crime, doesn't register anything with her. As soon as I say cornbread mafia, we'll watch the side of the mouth start dragging down. because that's when the emotion hits. That's what we call it. Right there is what you're saying. I have no idea. I've heard about some hillbilly mafia trying to start out, trying to get home, and all these different ones. So we're trying to steer clear from all these. We call this insulating and running. She insulates, she starts crying, so we can't get to her. In other words, psychologically, we can't speak to her. And we see the emotions. As I say, quarterback mafia right there. So we see that mouth start dragging down. Within seconds, that's how long it takes to get into the brain, work around, do its thing, and say, hey, this isn't good. And it shows emotions coming from this that most likely shouldn't be there. Of course, we'll discuss later.
I will also say, are the tears real? Absolutely, because you can't take a snotty nose, just to use regular old terms. And what we know is that she is feeling pain, she is feeling emotion here that we didn't see any other place in the story. So this feels...
We don't know what it is.
That's right. That's right.
It could be guilt, it could be fear of guilt, it could be a number of things.
We can't read minds, we read symptoms, as you say all the time. We read symptoms, but those are pretty clear.
Clear to all these people as much as possible. And I think they've kind of seen us as clients because they have stole our stuff. And stole all our tools at one time. You know, when they do what they do, we recover. They do, you cover together. Okay, at this point, she wants out. She came there to help find her daughter.
Correct.
But you've raised the stakes to the point that forget about my daughter, I'm going out of this room. That's all that at that point.
I can't do this.
Let's
No. It's not helping me.
let's keep it.
They're trying to help, so they're not helping me.
That's right. That made us.
They're not helping me.
If she had said, well, how's this going to help Summer? Our response would have been different. But that's down the path.
That's what they're not helping me. Candace refused to let our cameras inside the upper level of their home. We were able to obtain footage of Candace giving a tour inside that part of the house. We'll take a quick look at that next.
Monday.
Oriana claims that her mother, Cornelia, locked her in the attic for weeks. Did she lock you in the attic?
Yep. No, I locked her in a room. My mother is a liar.
Physical discipline.
I've been told that I treat my kids like I'm a drill instructor.
You poured a pitcher of water on her face.
Yes.
You mentioned you want to have kids.
No, I did not.
That's Monday. Then on Tuesday.
Sean is my soulmate.
Everything he's told you is a lie. This is a scumbag piece of trash that is stealing your money and breaking your heart.
I don't believe it.
That's Tuesday.
Closed captioning provided by
Kidney alert for type 2 diabetes. 40% of people with type 2 diabetes will develop chronic kidney disease, or CKD. Did you know CKD can lead to kidney failure and dialysis? Kidney alert! CKD often has no symptoms until it's too late. Help protect your kidneys. Call your doctor for a UACR test. It shows one of the earliest signs for CKD. Visit kidneyalert.com.
Hi, I'm Jimmy J.J. Walker. It's the Medicare open enrollment period. So before the deadline, you may be able to eliminate co-pays and get Part C benefits like transportation, meals, prescriptions, expanded dental coverage, all at no extra cost. Plus, you may be eligible to get money added to your
You might
social
shouldn't weigh them anyway.
every single month, up to $1,700 for all of next year. Call, check your zip code.
I called to check my zip code. I called to eliminate copays. I called to save money.
I called to get my dental work covered.
I called to get money added to my Social Security check.
Only one word can describe these extra benefits and money. Dynamite! Call, check your zip code. Don't miss that deadline. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-530-6300. That's 1-800-530-6300 now.
Family fitter, bath fitter, style fitter, bath fitter, youth fitter, bath Call 859-809-0008 today to book your free in-home consultation. Call now.
Every time I got paid at work, they kept my money for Social Security taxes. So, when I had medical problems, I thought I'd get Social Security disability. Wrong. They turned me down. So I called 855 Wildcat. They got Social Security to pay me.
Today, more and more Kentuckians are being denied. You want an experienced Social Security lawyer. You want Kentucky courage.
Call 855 Wildcat. Morgan Collins, Houston, Salyer.
Young Sheldon, tonight at 7.
Now, I want to take another clip from their interview with Don and Candace, and let's take a look at this, the entire clip, and then we'll talk about it a little bit.
Live in the country, you don't expect that kind of stuff.
Not from it.
No one wants us.
These are tough questions.
No, I'm being interrogated again, and I don't want to do this anymore. Yes, I am.
Well, stop. I want you to feel comfortable.
No, I want. Oh, and I want to go home.
Okay, this is right after you asked about the court red mafia, and she had the response that we saw, and now she's fleeing the scene.
Yes. So she starts, even before she flees the scene, by doing something that we refer to as the transfer in a True Crime workshop, and that's making yourself unavailable. Whether it's doing this or emotional or something to escape. She's already escaped. It's just a matter of getting out of that wire. Yeah. Interesting pieces contrast their body language. Don looks oblivious to all of this. He's trusting us and paying attention to us. She's not. It's interesting.
Yeah, and at this point, she's down in her chin. You ask the question, and they're being threatened. You see that chin drop. It protects the neck. It's something that happens from your limbic system, the psychological thing. It goes down. That's what we're seeing there, along with a lot of she talks about it's not working for me, those types of things.
They get very emotional. They lock up their throat. It's protected by putting their chin down and pulling their throat. And then typically in pre-confession, their body will open up, and that's when you close. That's when you go after them.
Yeah.
We wonder.
Now, when my producer asked the Wells for a tour inside their home to better understand what happened the day that Summer went missing, Candace refused. Then she changed her mind and let us into the basement, but only after they had time to clean it. But a month after Summer went missing, Candace did invite podcaster Chris Madonna of the interview room for a home tour. Let's take a look at a little bit of that.
I watched her walk in there, and afterwards, the door, I walked over, why? She looked at me and said, watch this, I'll be right back. And that's when I walked back over to my mom.
Okay.
And I was fixing her brace and stuff like that, and I said, well, Mom, I gotta go back over to the kids. And that's when I come back up into the house.
Okay.
With the boys.
Okay. You walked into the house.
I walked into here. I walked in here and them three were sitting right there throwing their eyes looking at the TV like over the side. And I said, boy, where's your sister at? Well, she was going downstairs on the plate. So I went over here like this. And this is where the stairs are.
Okay.
It's actually down under there.
Oh, down into her.
Down into our bedroom and then hers is on the other side.
Oh, okay, in the basement.
Yeah, in the basement.
Well, this makes sense now, see?
And then I yelled and I said, Summer, Summer. And she didn't, I listened for a minute, I didn't hear nothing. So I went like this, but this is how I would get down there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that.
So I gotta be tiny to get in there? Can we come in from the other side?
Well, we can, but it makes more sense if you go this way.
Okay. Oh, man.
My 6-foot husband's going to fit down here. You can. My husband's 6 foot, I know if he can fit you down.
This should. Oh my gosh. Way to go.
This is my husband's room.
Okay.
And over here, well, so nothing.
That's all right.
But this is where Summer
there's an outside door.
Correct.
You asked, could you hear if someone had opened that door?
She said, yes, you can clearly.
Okay, so we have footage of her opening that door. Let's take a quick look at the door.
I don't recall if this was locked or not. I don't recall that.
Okay.
But I know I did call her. I said, Summer, because sometimes she'll sit right here.
There was a tiny squeak to the door, and that was it. You couldn't hear that up those stairs, through that cubby hole, and around through that cluttered room with the television on? No. That's inconsistent with everything I'm saying. Because everything I'm saying does not tell me that I have a hypervigilant mom on my computer. It just doesn't add up to me.
Fresh flavors, classic dishes, and a new seat at the table. Better skin from your body wash? Try Olay Body Wash with skincare super ingredient collagen. Olay Body Wash hydrates to improve skin 3 times better. From dry and dull to firm and radiant. With Olay Body, I feel fearless in my skin.
Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide our skin, not us.
Because Dupixent targets a root cause of eczema, it helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of it. And for kids ages 6 and up, that means clearer skin and noticeably less itch.
Hide my skin, not me.
By helping to control eczema with Dupixent, you can change how their skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice.
Hide my skin, not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes or parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can show more with less eczema. Talk to your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
Knowing where you came from, it gives you a sense of, this is who I am.
Oh my goodness.
You get hungry for more, and then you're just like, wow, I'm learning about my family.
Which one of which great things? Look, I am Macomb, Michigan. Look at Grandma. Hey, Grandma.
Everybody deserves to know who they are and where they came from. This whole journey has been such a huge gift for our family.
If you've been hurt and it's not your fault, do you need to call a lawyer? Yes.
You want to know why? Because insurance companies are not going to get you the money for everything you're entitled to unless somebody makes it. Usually Coleman, they make it. They got billions of dollars. For people
Come on,
just like
bitch,
us,
hurry.
that's what they do. They help people every day.
Using Coleman will fight. You can use the money you need right now.
That makes sense.
Son of a bitch.
Just call Hughes and Coleman. 800-840.
Oh, it's raining. Oh, God. Stop. Just stop for a minute, please.
Insurance doesn't want to pay. They say she doesn't deserve a penny.
God.
Don't worry, Santa. Our army of lawyers will slay them. You need your parking validated? I'm up on the roof, so... Right. You don't have to be famous to hire America's largest injury law firm.
You make me so nervous sometimes.
We are in season 20, and we could not do it without you.
If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and would like to watch a live taping here in the studio, go to drphil.com and click on Be Part of the Audience and select In Studio.
And if you would like to be in our virtual audience, select Attend Virtually. We have a good time here, don't we, audience?
All you need is a computer with a camera and high-speed internet. We'll see you soon.
As I understand it, what Candace says is that they were planting flowers. She had a piece of candy. They washed her hands, had a piece of candy. And then she says she walked her up the stairs to the house, inside, handed her off to the boys for supervision. That the boys said she went downstairs, Candace went back outside to help her mother with a brace and came back
Winter leggings for big girls.
Called for Summer, no answer. Immediately called on the phone and said Summer's missing.
I think she will tell you that she didn't. We got something different the other day. We heard that after she checked the house, she rolled around under the bed, she did this, she did that. She put the boys out to look at the yard, and then she called back. That's what we heard.
Oh, come on.
So she went on alert in 3 to 5 minutes.
Correct.
Psychologically speaking, I have to tell you that's inconsistent with everything I'm saying. Because everything I'm saying does not tell me that I have a hypervigilant mom on my hands here. I have a hard time believing that she would walk her up the stairs and hand her off lovingly to 3 babysitting brothers, go back and help her mother, and be back inside in 2 to 3 minutes calling for her dog. Just timeline doesn't work out. I don't believe she could get out there and back in 2 to 3 minutes. I don't believe she called for her in 2 to 3 minutes and went on alert in under 5 minutes and started a search.
It says women's.
Or that she would call Don.
God.
And given Don's history with law enforcement, then his first reaction would be call the cops. Because every time the cops had been out there before that, it wasn't to serve and protect. It was to arrest and detain. I'm not saying that Candace is involved here. I'm not saying Don's involved here. I'm just saying it just doesn't add up to me. And when things don't
Not
add
listening
up,
to what I say.
Coming up, Candace
When I
and Don
type
are
this shit.
here. They're going to give their first
Winter
national
leggings.
television interview.
Black.
I'm not sure how long it's going to last. But they say they want to set the record straight, and I'm going to give them every opportunity to do that. When they come out, I'm going to ask you two to sit down here so you can observe them while I speak with them, and I'm going to see what we can learn. My goal here is to see if there's something we can find out. Maybe it's something that they have guilty knowledge of. Maybe it's something they know that they don't know. They're not aware that they know something that might be meaningful. They may know something they don't know is important. We're going to find all of this out when we meet them next.
Don't take me back to where I was before. I don't want to do this.
And told them that I done everything to my daughter and killed her. They put it out that I did too. I started getting messages constantly every day.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need, and we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Women are living longer than ever before with Kisqali, when taken with an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant in postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus an aromatase inhibitor or fulvestrant alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
It's always devastating to lose a loved one, but it's especially hard when your loved one is taken from you intentionally or because of someone else's negligence. I'm attorney Dear Watsons. If your loved one was killed in a car or truck accident and another party is involved, you could be entitled to significant money damages.
And there they go. Here we go. We're back right where we started.
Call Isaacs and Isaacs today. We've recovered over $1 billion for our clients, and we're ready to get your loved one the justice they deserve.
Maybelline New York's new Express Brow Duo. Give me that, 'cause I'm fuller looking brows in just 2 steps. Step 1, define. Step 2, fill. So easy. You express proud duo, Maybelline, New York. Visit your own boutique today for their after inventory clearance sale.
Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, live strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else. Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today. Well, we're out of time for today. Tomorrow, the parents of 5-year-old Summer Wells sit down with me for their first national television interview. Candace has been reluctant to talk with me. She walked off during her interview with Scott and Greg. Will she stay and talk about Summer, or will she walk off from this stage? I have some very important questions to ask her. Here's a preview.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil, the disappearance of Summer Wells.
What do you think happened?
I have no idea what happened.
What do her parents know?
You took your daughter in the house, and you never saw her come out.
She just was gone.
If she didn't just vaporize, someone had to take her out of that house.
In her mind, she's being interrogated.
That's not interrogating you. She's trying to help you find your daughter.
That's tomorrow.
You don't want to miss tomorrow when I look her in the eye and ask her some very important questions. Plus, Scott and Greg reveal their theory of what happened to Summer. That's all tomorrow. Now, before we go, I want to put up this phone number. Because if you have any information on Summer's whereabouts, please call the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-TBI-5. We'll have more information on drphil.com. We'll be following this story and certainly hoping and praying for Summer's safe return. Now, I've launched a new mental health series called Toxic Personalities in the Real World. Find out what to look for and the tools you'll need when working with or being raised by a covert narcissist. Remember to subscribe and download and follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Also, find out the secret to clean beauty and waterless skincare on Robin's podcast. I've got a secret with Bite Beauty founder and serial entrepreneur Suzanne Langdeer. We'll see you next time.
Isn't that checkmate and I win?
I think this is a good stopping point. Fox 56.
There's a look at tonight's programming on Fox 56. Brought to you by Bernie Hartzog and Associates, providing Central Kentucky with premium HVAC and complete home solutions.
For Deb, living with constipation and belly pain was the same old story for years. Trying this, doing that, spending countless days right here. Still came the belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Awful feelings she kept sugarcoating. Finally, with the help of her doctor, it came to be that her symptoms were all signs of IBS-C, and that's why she said yes to adding Linzess. Linzess is not a laxative. It helps you have more frequent and complete bowel movements, and is proven to help relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Could your story also be about IBS-C? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess.
At Long John Silver's, our legendary lobster bites are back with a delicious vengeance. Prepared with herby buttery goodness and fried to golden perfection, they're the perfect delicacy as part of your family feast. Order online at longjohnsilvers.com. Fish, yeah.
Thinking of selling your home this spring? Call Sweet Home Kentucky Realty.
Never lie to a judge when you're in court. It's a no-no.
There's
There's only one Judge Judy. Weekdays at 5 and 5:30 on Fox 56. A handyman's bargain report.
Really, I didn't see these.
For $100. Yes. And you didn't like the work he did. Surprise.
But there was more this mom wasn't happy with.
You thought he was inappropriate with your daughter.
That he lifted his shirt and showed me gunshot wounds.
And this ex-con gets concerned.
She took out a restraining order against me to start off with.
He just got out of prison.
I did fall into using drugs. My life spiraled down faster than you can imagine.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. This is Judge Judy.
Cynthia Martinelli is suing handyman Matthew Lewis for a refund of his fee, property damage, and lock change fees.
Order. All rise. Case number 176 on the calendar in the matter of Martinelli versus Lewis.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge Price. Been sworn in. You may be seated.
Ms. Martinelli, you hired the defendant to do some work in your house. According to what I read, you had seen him doing some work cleaning out the gutters in a neighbor's house. You liked the work that he was doing. You hired him to do the same work in your house because the quote that you had gotten was substantially higher to do the same work that Mr. Lewis said he would do for you for $60.
$60 just now.
He did the work. He was satisfied with the work. You said you had another project for him to do in your house, and that was to replace a sink and vanity in your bathroom. And you made a price with him to do that work. The price was
$100, Your Honor.
$100. And what was he supposed to do for the $100, Miss Martinelli?
He said he would, the new one was in the garage. He would take out the old one and put the new one in.
And did that require any plumbing?
Yes, well, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And were you going to hire another plumber to do that?
No, he said he could do it.
Well, that's fine. Well, that's quite a savings. So you see someone who is cleaning out gutters on a ladder. You like the work that they're doing, and you know how expensive it would be if you had to hire a plumber to come in to do that work. It probably would have cost you 5 or 6 times that. So you hired him for $100,
Yes.
and you didn't like the work he did. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Okay, now you're suing him, and you're suing him for a whole bunch of things. You say, A, he broke the marble top. He dropped it and broke the marble top for the vanity, and he didn't finish the job, forcing you to hire someone else to come in and do the job.
Correct.
All I want to know is, tell me about the marble top. Did it come in a separate box?
It was one box, the vanity and the marble top, and I asked him, I have a dolly, you can use the dolly to carry it in, and he said, no, I can carry it in on my own, and he lugged it in and then dropped the box.
Okay, and Mr. Lewis, do you see what a fair person I am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Fair. That is my middle name. Did you drop the box?
No, ma'am, I did not. As I was carrying the box, you could hear a piece jingling on the inside, and I said, that doesn't sound good. There was a piece of rattling inside the box. When we opened the box, she was with me. We opened the box, there was a foam insert on each corner. There was a piece of foam insert that was not there. When we took it out of the box, it had a chip. She said, is it on the inside corner or outside corner?
She was there when you opened the box.
She was right next to me in her living room.
Where had you purchased this from?
Home Depot.
How did you get it home?
That was transported in my daughter's car.
By whom?
My daughter and myself.
And was it in a crate?
It was in a big heavy box, yes, ma'am.
Had you opened the box before Mr. Lewis arrived?
No.
Did you see him drop the box? Look at me.
Yes.
Did you see him drop the box?
No, I did not see him even open the box.
Did you see him drop the box?
No, ma'am.
So you don't know whether the marble top was cracked or not cracked before you brought it home?
It wasn't jingling, there was no noise.
I don't care.
Okay.
You didn't see him drop the box?
No.
Did he remove the old vanity?
Yes. Now, I did see him put the box down on the floor like that.
Miss Martinelli, well, now you're changing your story. So now I know that you're as sweet a lady as you look. The first story that you gave me was not truthful. You're talking here about he dropped the box. You told him to use a dolly. He didn't use a dolly. He said I can carry it, and then he dropped the top and it broke. Well, that's a lie. And if you lie to me, all you have to do is lie to me once. He says you were there when he opened the top.
When he put the box on the floor, he dropped the box. He opened it up.
That's not a drop.
And it was
Okay. So far, he owes you nothing. I'm going to repeat my question. Did he disassemble the old vanity and put it in your garage?
I had already left to go to Home Depot to get the replacement. Yes, he did, while I was gone.
The answer is yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened when you came home?
When I came back, he was in the bathroom, and he had already taken out the old vanity, and
it's it was a mess. And he carried in the other one. And meanwhile, I just let him do his job. I wasn't looming over him.
Just tell me what happened on that date. So you got it out of the car. Now your daughter wasn't with you, so I assume
She was there.
Oh, so who took the new top out of the car?
I don't recall if it was myself or all of us.
I took it out, Your Honor.
So he removed the vanity, the old one, disconnected it,
Right.
and took the new vanity and brought it into the house.
Correct.
Right now he's earned his $100, as far as I'm concerned. Now, let's go. What's next?
So basically,
Not basically, I don't want to hear basically,
Okay.
Miss Martinelli. I want to hear what's next. I want to hear why you think you have a claim against him.
well, he was texting me. He was
Not texting you. I want to know what happened.
He didn't finish the job.
Just a second. Now he's got the vanity inside in your bathroom. And what happened next?
He had emergencies. He said he had to leave to go pay someone he owed $100 to.
Fine. At what time was this?
This would be 7:26. He needed more.
No.
On 7:25.
7:25.
It would have been in the afternoon.
Well, you went back to Home Depot. That takes time.
Yes, ma'am.
He takes the thing out. You go to Home Depot. You come back. At what time did he say, I have to leave now? I brought it in to the bathroom. Now I have to leave. I have to go pay somebody money. I would like my $100, which you gave him. What time? If you can't remember, I'm going to ask
It
him.
would be later in the afternoon.
So later in the afternoon. Give me a time later. 4:30, 5 o'clock.
I'm not sure, ma'am.
What time?
She actually gave me the money. It was on the Sunday. The job was started on a Monday. The reason the job did not get complete, she told me that she was donating the old one. So don't break it. I took it out on a dolly at the bottom, put it in her garage very neat on a box off to the side. The reason the job didn't get complete, all that was left to be done was the 2 pieces of trash.
I'm asking you a question. What time did you leave and say I have to go?
Well, I didn't leave because of an emergency. She didn't have the plumbing fixtures to finish the job. She said she was going to pick those up either that night or tomorrow.
Okay, so you left because she didn't have the plumbing fixtures. Exactly what plumbing fixtures did she need?
When you put the faucet in, the old one was 1 piece. It was soldered. They connect to the hot water underneath the sink and to the cold water. That's the only plumbing that you needed to do on this job. The new one had the top, but there were no connectors.
Why won't they
the connectors that would run from the sink to the outlet in the wall.
You're shaking your head as if that is correct. So you did not have the required plumbing to complete the installation. Correct.
Oh, Beverly.
Yes.
Okay, so he left.
Yes.
Now, in between that time, what did you do?
He sent me to Lowe's to get the piece of.
He didn't send you to Lowe's. How old are you?
Well, he said go to Lowe's down the
Just a
street.
second. He said you don't have the right fixtures, the same place you went. You can go to Lowe's. He doesn't care where you go. Either you go to Lowe's, you go someplace. This is what you need.
Right.
And what happened next?
He told me what to get. He explained what the piece of
Great.
pipe.
All right, so keep going.
So I went back to the house and I had the piece of the pipe, and then he
So you
called.
have the piece of the pipe.
Right.
So now he's waiting. According to you, he's waiting for you now twice because you didn't have things. You went back once to Home Depot and once to Lowe's to get the pipes.
Yes.
Okay, now, let me hear you.
So I waited for him. He said he couldn't do it the rest of the evening. It would be another day.
So he wasn't planning to work at night.
Right.
For the $100 that he would pay. So he left.
Yes.
In the interim, what happened, Miss Martinelli? Now you have the pipe, and he's coming back. There's no question he was coming back, because even you don't deny he was coming back. In the interim, something happened. You want to tell me what it was, or you want me to surmise what it was? I suggest that you be truthful with me.
Absolutely.
Great. So far, you haven't been 100% truthful with me. I want you to tell me what happened between the time he left because you didn't have the right plumbing fixtures and the next couple of days.
Well,
Let's have it.
the walls were all damaged and all the baseboards and everything was ripped out. And I got so many texts that he had all these multiple emergencies and couldn't come back to finish the job.
Just a second. I would like to see the days that he had multiple emergencies that he couldn't come back and fix the job.
55 texts, 12 calls, and there's the Verizon letter stating I have a basic phone that.
I'm not interested in this. I want to see exactly what it says.
I have a basic phone, so it doesn't allow me to do that on my phone. He just kept calling with one excuse after the other.
You want to tell me what this is all about? Because I'm not getting it from her. I'm not getting it from her at all.
The only thing that I have come up with, I was shocked that we were even here.
Just a second. Let's go back. When were were you scheduled to go back to finish the job?
That was what was on. I responded to her 3 times. We responded through text because she didn't answer the landline. Sometimes she'd be outside. She said texting is the best way to get in touch with me. I texted her 3 times saying I can be there tomorrow between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock.
Do you have that on your text?
I have Boost Mobile. They would not allow me to print it out and save my text. I do not have it. I had basically sent her 3 texts. I said I'm getting ready to walk my dogs. If I don't answer and respond, I'll call you when I get back. I sent another text. I haven't heard from you. Nothing.
She had paid you the $100.
I have been paid.
Just a second, you had been paid?
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't have any texts?
I have a basic phone. That's just the list of all the texts.
That doesn't help.
Inundated with text.
Okay, fine. So you paid him $100, and for the $100, this is what he did. He took out the old sink and the old vanity. He waited for you because it was broken. Then he went to Home Depot, came back. He took it out of the car, put the old vanity outside and stored it. He put the new vanity inside, and you didn't have the correct plumbing. You went back to Lowe's, whether it's that day or the next day. You may be confused, I'm not sure. According to you, he went back the same day to get the new plumbing, and he couldn't wait to work that evening. And then he never came back to finish the job. And since he never came back to finish the job, you're suing him for $1,049.
He called and said he needed more money.
Oh, now you have that. This is a new memory that you have.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Oh, wait, but it was inappropriate because you haven't mentioned that so far.
When he lifted his shirt to show her his gunshot wounds,
So
it made her feel very uncomfortable.
good. So she's uncomfortable. And when did she tell you about that?
Young Sheldon, tonight at 7. All Denny's pancakes are made to order with fresh buttermilk, but this month's Spotlight Stack feels like fall and is the pumpkiniest, pecan pie drizzliest, and most graham-worthy of them all. New pumpkin pecan pancakes, this month's Spotlight Stack. See you at Denny's. When the hands that do the fixing need fixing, when the hands that do the caring need caring, that's a job for O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream and guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet.
I was sitting at a red light, and this guy's looking at his phone instead of where he's going. Bam! He rear ends me. I need a lawyer, and I need one who thinks my case is important, not another file in the pile. I called the Kentucky Courage Lawyers at 855 Wildcat, and they got me a settlement even better than I had hoped.
After a car or big truck wreck, call the lawyers with Kentucky Courage.
Call 800-55-WILDCAT. Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer. Mr. World knows when you need new eyeglasses, you don't want to deal with any curveballs. That's why Eyeglass World brings the heat with lightning fast service. Other places have long waits up their sleeves, but Eyeglass World has in-store labs to make the waiting disappear. So you can get custom-made glasses the same day. Plus, you can get 2 pairs for $78. So schedule your eye exam online today at eyeglassworld.com. The world's best way to buy glasses.
Veterans Day. Fox 56 News honors those who served with a special presentation. Hear stories of sacrifice and service from men and women who made America great. And meet today's Kentucky vets who keep our communities safe and strong. Veterans Voices. Tonight at 6 on Fox 56. Closed captioning is provided by Liz, you nerd. Cough if you're in here.
I took this XDM for my funny cough.
What about Rob's dry cough?
Works on that too, and lasts 12 hours.
12 hours? Whose studies that long? Use an XDM relieves wet and dry coughs. The #1 brand doctors trust.
Icy hot. Ice works fast. Heat makes it less. Feel the power of contrast therapy. So you can rise from pain. Icy hot.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Cynthia Martinelli says, handyman Matthew Lewis owes for a refund of his fee, property damage, and loss. Matthew is countersuing for a false restraining order, lost wages, and harassment.
Oh, this is a new memory. So now he said, I want more money to come and finish the job.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said no.
Yes.
So,
I never heard back. He was
good. Then you hired somebody else. He said, I want more money. $1,049. thing is to take out a thing and put it in, and I could do that 1, 2, 3 if all the plumbing things are right, but it wasn't 1, 2, 3. You had a broken unit that he had to wait for until you went and got a new one. I assume they gave you a new one, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I assume they gave you a new one. You didn't tell them that your handyman dropped it. You said it was broken in the package. I assume that that's what you said to Home Depot, because if you didn't say that to Home Depot, they would not have replaced it for free. Right. So when you told me he dropped it and broke it, you told a different story to the Home Depot people. Right?
They're not telling me if they're...
Big eyes, the same look, right? Then he waited for you. He came back with it. They put it in. And he said, where are the rest of the plumbing pieces? All this is for $100. Taking it in the car, taking it out of the car, storing it in the other garage. Now he says, this was supposed to be a one-day job. You want me to come back to finish this? It's going to cost you more money. You say no. Now I'd like to know what you're suing him for, so you hired somebody else to finish it.
He didn't do it correctly. It was damaged.
That's too bad. I don't see your expert here about all the damage.
So far,
I want you to tell me this other nonsense that I read in your complaint. That you, A, thought he was inappropriate with your daughter or granddaughter. Was it your daughter?
My daughter.
Your daughter, inappropriate. Tell me when you thought he was inappropriate, because you haven't mentioned that so far.
When he lifted his shirt to show her his gunshot wounds and made her feel very uncomfortable.
Good. So she's uncomfortable. And when did she tell you about that?
Well, it was later after he was gone. She said, Mom, he lifted his shirt and showed me gunshot wounds.
Just a second. So, Mom, he lifted his shirt and showed me gunshot wounds.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, you still wanted him to come back?
No, I went on to Facebook.
It says big girls. Big girls.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you went on Facebook and did what?
I sent a notice out and said, has anyone ever done work for this Mr. Lewis? And I immediately got back 20, 30 hits, and they all said, buyer beware, he just got out of prison. And then they showed me what his charges were, and on and on.
And on and on. So, I still don't know why you're here.
Well, because the damage to repair the whole vanity and sink, he ripped out the whole wall, all my baseboard to fix it.
You have no case. I don't believe a word you're saying to me.
I have it.
I don't. No, you don't. You don't have the person who fixed it here.
I had 3 people fix it.
I don't care if you had 12 people fix it. What you tried to do was to get something for nothing. You tried to get a $600 or an $800 job for $100. That's what you did. My problem is with his counterclaim, which I'm going to hear, because your case is dismissed.
Judge Judy continues at home. The reason that I had lifted my shirt over, her daughter had showed me a big scar from surgery she had on her knee. I said, oh, well, I have one of those on my chest.
Did your daughter have a scar on her knee? Just make sure I get an answer from that is believable.
This weekend at Ashley Home Store's Black Friday Early Access Sale. Buy one, get one half off. Buy the sofa, get the love seat half off. Friday through Monday only. Plus, veterans save an extra 5% off this weekend. Only at Ashley Home Store.
It's a fact. We use our internet and TV more than ever, with most of us spending nearly 7 hours a day online. So it's no wonder thousands of families are switching to Spectrum, because most families have up to 8 connected devices, which means they need even more speed. Switch to Spectrum Internet and get the fastest starting speeds for the price.
No. I ain't going back to Amazon. They're fucking ignorant today.
When it comes to TV, we're watching more than ever. In fact, 80% of us watch TV every day. Spectrum TV lets you catch all your favorite sports, news, and more live. Plus, download the free Spectrum TV app and watch on your devices. Switch to Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-546-4499. The fact is, Spectrum has the best services at the best price. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. We'll even buy out your current contract. Call 833-546-4499.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They could use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft. Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less, so it's always worth it. Now, what did we learn about using less? You gotta roll it back, everybody. If we all go, why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
Sorry, it's gonna take longer than we thought.
Great.
Your wait time is approximately 1 hour.
Yes.
Take your time, hon.
Play the Kentucky Lottery online, anywhere, anytime.
I won! Yes!
More games, more chances to win. Anytime is playtime.
Nice perks.
Funding more than $4 billion in grants and scholarships.
Friday through Monday only at Ashley Home Store's Black Friday Early Access Sale. Buy one, get one half off, plus get 0% interest for 12 months. Or get 0% interest for 5 years with no money down. 4 days only at Ashley Home Store.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Cynthia Martinelli has accused handyman Matthew Lewis of owing for a refund, property damage, and locks.
Now, what I want to know, Mr. Lewis, is you have a counterclaim. And your counterclaim is that she's spreading rumors around town, and these lies have a direct effect on my income. So there's no question that you're trying to work. I assume that it's true that you have history with the police of being incarcerated. I assume that that's all true.
Yes, it is.
When was the last time you were incarcerated?
I spent 13 months in prison from April 2013 to 2014.
Since then?
I spent one night in for probation violation because when I went to my probation...
Don't tell me more. You spent one night in for a probation violation since 2014. What else?
That's it. I did have trouble past after my gunshot. The reason that I had lifted my shirt up, her daughter had showed me a big scar from surgery she had on her knee. I said, oh, well, I have one of those on my chest. I was only shot once. And I did fall into using drugs, and I got in a lot of trouble. My life spiraled downward faster than you can imagine. I have a very bad
Did your daughter have a scar on her knee from a surgery? I'm asking you a question.
No, there's no scar on her knee.
Did your daughter have surgery on her knee? Just make sure I get an answer from you that is believable. Did your daughter ever have surgery?
She has had surgery, but there's no scar.
I'm asking you whether your daughter ever had surgery on her knee.
But there's no scar.
Show me your proof that she's been slandering you. Show me.
Well, she took out a restraining order against me to start off with. Then she had this posted
Can
here.
I see the restraining order?
And when I went to court for it, she didn't show up and got dismissed. Secondly, there was...
Just a second.
Okay. Yes,
I would like to see what allegations she's making with regard to the restraining order.
Oh, that's the 2 pages.
Just a second. This is outrageous. Why would anybody give you a temporary restraining order based on this? Just a second. Well, let me see. Because right now, you can look at me with those big eyes all the time. Right now, we've lied several times today, Miss Martinelli. Let me tell you, you may be a convicted felon, but so far, these are the following lies that you've told me. A, you told me he dropped the box and it broke. He didn't drop the box. You never saw him drop the box. Then you went back to Home Depot and told them that it came cracked, and therefore they reissued you a new one because it was their fault. This man is not a mind reader. How would he know that your daughter had surgery on her knee unless she told him and showed him what she perceives to be a scar? Then you file a restraining order that I don't understand.
Judge Judy continues. Closed captioning sponsored by... Healthy habits come in all sizes, like little walks and getting screened for colon cancer. That's big, because when caught in early stages, it's more treatable.
Hey, Cologuard.
Hi, I'm non-invasive and I detect altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers, even in early stages.
Early stages.
Yep, it's for people 45 plus at average risk for colon cancer, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
Count me in.
Me too.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Hi, folks. Medicare open enrollment is simple. 1. Call the number on your screen. 2. The agent will look up your zip code to see if you're able to eliminate copays and get Part C benefits like prescriptions and expanded coverage for your dental work at no extra cost. 3. They'll check if you're eligible to get money added to your Social Security check up to $1,700 a year. Call to check your zip code.
I called to check my zip code.
I called to eliminate copays.
I called to get everything I deserve. I called to get money added to my Social Security check.
Millions of people have trusted the Medicare coverage helpline. You can too. Call the 800 number on your screen to check your zip code. Don't miss the deadline. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-750-4500. That's 1-800-750-4500 now. Zaxby's boneless wings meal couldn't possibly get any better. I stand corrected. The Great Dane boneless wings meal with your choice of sauce, just $7.99. Only at Zaxby's. And see Ghostbusters Afterlife exclusively in movie theaters. When you're named the #1 hospital in Kentucky for 5 straight years, it comes with enormous responsibility. A responsibility that we're honored to hold. It means that no healthcare challenge is too big or too small. It means that we will always show the best of us. It means that we are the hospital to meet the healthcare needs of the Commonwealth. The best in Kentucky, the best for Kentucky. UK Healthcare, the power of advanced medicine.
At Speedway, we know a fresh start to your morning needs a fresh cup of coffee. And a big boost of energy needs a big cup of coffee. So we've got fresh coffee all day long, ready for the morning. We've got hot coffee, iced coffee, cream, sugar, and all the good stuff coffee. Fresh coffee made how you want it, when you want it, and not a second before. Because the best time for coffee is right when you say it is. Grab yours from Speedway. And right now, get 2 times the points when you buy any coffee drink with Speedy Rewards.
You can go big, or you can go big. Bigger fries, bigger drink. Just 80 cents more with any meal. Only at Zaxby's. And see Ghostbusters Afterlife exclusively in movie theaters.
Want justice? Go to JudgeJudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
The contact was fouling has been done to the plaintiff on more than one occasion. Defendant knocked on neighbor's door to clean gutters. Neighbor did not recognize him, allowed him to complete the task. Defendant approached plaintiff and asked if I had worked gutters. Confirmed I did and permitted him to complete the job. Asked defendant if he knew how to remove and install bathroom vanity. Said he did. Had open container of alcohol in his hand at this point. Demanded cash up front, $100 to complete the job. Did a quarter of the work and called 7 times with excuses why he couldn't do the job. Wanted more money. Actually, Miss Martinelli, you are outrageous. I'm so glad that they dismissed your application for a protective order against him. So thrilled that they did that. So he has 2 causes of action. Money owed for filing a false restraining order because he had to go to work. He had to leave whatever he was doing to go to court. Did you show up for the protective order?
I did not need to.
Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim for $800. Your case is dismissed. We're done.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy. Follow Judge Judy on all of your favorite social media channels.
I mean, the texts, there were, 55 texts? I can't come, my dog threw up.
Posted all kinds of awful things about me, things of my past.
My grandma tripped. I always had an excuse.
There's 10 customers that I had. None of them are even contacting me or will return my calls at this point.
And then the phone calls where he would call me, several cussing me out names.
And once that was all brought to my attention, it kind of infuriated me, and I said, look, it's time for me to do something about this.
Frightened me. The policeman came over and said, you need to file a restraining order immediately.
I did have a pass, but that didn't have anything to do with her hiring me for the work, and it wasn't my fault that the job didn't get complete.
And also small claims, which is exactly what I did. I followed the policeman's report.
It's a small town, and that's something that I am trying to overcome, so I go out of my way to try to help people.
I worry about other people he's going to take advantage of.
And do honest work for people, and that's what I was doing for her, and I feel that came back to kind of bite me.
At Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, we make sure your favorite spot is designed to be super comfortable. Whether you're a cuddler, an upside downer, a leg dangler, or all of the above. It's the Veterans Day sale at Lazy Boy. Save up to 40% throughout the entire store. Plus, you'll get 0% interest until January 2024.
What do you think?
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
I'm Sheila. I am a mom and a real estate agent. After having a kid, everything that you used to do for yourself goes out the window. The lines that I was seeing in my forehead were getting deeper than I was used to them being. And I realized, you know what? I can focus again on myself.
So what do you see when you look at yourself?
I see someone who is growing and changing, who loves and is loved. But Botox Cosmetic is FDA approved to temporarily make frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better. The effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Do not receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow, eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Tell your doctor about your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Injured, our America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan.
How much did you pay her in total? $1,540.
This car seller couldn't wait anymore.
I gave her all day Saturday to come over to pay the last $60, and then she repossessed the car.
Yes, ma'am, the final $60. Literally.
Now, the judge's patience is wearing thin.
What'd you do with the car? I gave it away.
Your Honor, she told me she got...
Sorry. I'm having too much joy here.
Judge Judy. You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. This is Judge Judy. Lexus Scales is suing Charlotte Hammerschmidt for the return of money she paid for a car and punitive damages for repossessing it.
Order. All right. This case number 231 on the calendar, the man of Scales versus Hammerschmidt.
Thank you.
Welcome, Judge Barnes has been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Miss Hammerschmidt, you were selling a car.
Yes.
What kind of car were you selling?
2004 Saturn Iron.
When had you purchased it?
July 3rd, year 2015.
And who did you purchase it from?
5 stars. Artisan in Mount Zion, Illinois.
Whose car was it?
Mine.
Do you have proof of that in the title?
I don't have the title and I don't have the registration.
Why not?
Because when I sold it to Lexi, I gave her the registration and the insurance. So I went with the car.
So she has the title?
No.
Where is the title?
I don't have it. I already gave it away. I gave the car away.
So who's that?
My boyfriend.
Okay, so you bought the car July 3rd, 2015. And when did you put it up for sale?
February.
You bought the car for how much?
34.
Did you and your boyfriend both drive the car?
No, I wasn't with him at the time.
What do you mean you weren't with him?
I wasn't with him when I bought the car, and he doesn't drive, so no, he does not drive.
Oh, so you bought it for $3,400. You sold it to her for $1,600.
Yes.
Why?
Actually, the ad said $1,900, and when I met her, she,
The ad said $1,900, but why in a 6-month period of time were you taking such a loss on the car? I don't understand.
Because I didn't want the car.
Why?
I just didn't want it. It was bad memories. I wanted to get rid of it.
Well, explain to me, what is a car bad memories? Explain that to me.
I thought it was somebody that I thought I was going to be with for the rest of my life, and it didn't work out, so I just wanted to get rid of all my memories.
You wanted to get rid of all your memories of him in the car?
Everything. My house, my car, everything.
Your Honor, she told me she got... Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm having too much joy here.
Sorry.
What do you do for a living?
I'm disabled. I stay at home.
What's the nature of your disability?
Learning
How long have you been on disability?
since year 2012.
What did you do before 2012?
I worked at fast foods for a little bit.
And how much did you get from disability?
$734.
Where'd you get $3,400 to buy a car?
Pay or buy here.
What does that mean?
You pay your payments at the car dealer.
Well, you didn't pay the car off in 6 months.
No.
That's for sure, that you didn't pay the car off for 6 months. So when you were selling Miss Scales the car, you hadn't paid it off.
Right.
Did you? Shh. Just a second. So I assume, based upon what you just said to me, you told her that you had not paid off the car.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much did she tell you was due on the car?
She told me that the down payment that I was paying her of $1,000, she was going to pay the car off. And then after my final $600, she would then turn the title over.
So you gave her $1,000 down.
Yes, ma'am.
And she said, with that $1,000, she was going to pay the car off.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
What do you mean?
What do you do for a living?
Oh, right now I don't work currently.
Who do you live with? What do you do?
mom.
You live with your mother?
Yes, ma'am, and I'm studying for my CNA. And I also have a 2-year-old daughter that I take care of every day.
You sound like an intelligent young woman.
Thank you.
You met this woman. You know, I wouldn't buy a bridge from her.
Right.
So why didn't you say with my $1,000 deposit, let me take the $1,000 and I'll go in and pay off the car?
We actually went up there with her.
You did?
She was planning on buying another car, and she showed us the car that she was planning on looking at and planning on purchasing. And she said that unless she had our final $1,000, that she couldn't purchase that car.
Did you speak to anybody else other than her?
A man came out from the car dealership, and he was telling us about the car that we had purchased, and then more about the car that she was looking at purchasing.
So now you spoke with him. So why didn't you say, I'm going to give her $1,000? Does that pay off my car?
I do not know.
You don't know. Okay, now, how much did you pay her in total for the car? You gave her $1,000.
$1,540.
And then she repossessed the car.
Yes, ma'am. The final $60, literally.
You have proof of all the payments?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to take a look at it.
Do you want the screenshots as well as the timeline? I have messages screenshotted from her.
Sure.
Confirming that.
I really don't care.
Okay, now, Miss Hammerschmidt, when you repossessed the car, on what date did you repossess the car?
Early in the morning of June 27th.
Who repossessed it?
I did.
Personally?
Yes.
Who drove it?
She drove it over to my house, and I told Larry Bartley to take off my license plates.
You told the boyfriend who doesn't drive?
Right. To take off my license plates because before all this, I gave her all day Saturday to come over to pay the last $60. And when I got home that night, there was no $60 in the mailbox about 11 o'clock, 10:30.
What'd you do with the car?
I gave it away.
You know, that doesn't answer my question. First of all, nobody gives away, especially you. Nobody gives away a car. So I would like you to tell me exactly what happened to the car and with whom does the car now reside?
Mooney got it. I gave it to him. Mooney. I gave him that car.
Just a second. Stand up. What's your last name?
Bartley.
Move over. Who's Mooney?
It's my roommate.
Is your roommate?
Yeah.
And you're her boyfriend?
Yeah.
Where do you live? Do you all live together?
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't ask you a question. So you live with Mr. Mooney and Miss Hammerschmidt?
Yeah.
What do you do for a living?
Industrial construction worker.
Do you get paid in check or cash?
Check.
How long have you been working for the company whose name you'll give me?
About 2.5 months now.
Great. What's the name of the company?
High Tech.
Where are they located?
Decatur.
Decatur what, Georgia?
Illinois.
Decatur, Illinois. Now, how long have you known Mr. Mooney?
About 20 years.
How long has Miss Hammerschmidt known Mr. Mooney?
I believe the same amount of time.
Well, how long have you been her boyfriend?
A year.
So you all knew each other before?
Yeah. High school.
What does Mooney do?
He's a construction worker.
Now, she gets $700 a month to live on. He's a construction worker.
Yeah.
I want you to convince me that she gave him the car. Convince me. Convince me. Now, Mooney, you know him 20 years, correct?
Yeah.
Correct? Give me his phone number. Cell phone.
I don't know his cell phone number. I'll get it.
You have to get it?
Yeah.
Oh, get it. Get it and just put the phone down. And Bert, while they're doing this extensive investigation, would you please look up this 2004 Saturn? Give me the number.
217-93.
Put the phone down. Put the phone down, I said. Turn it off. Now, if I call Mr. Mooney, is he going to tell me you gave him the car or sold him the car?
I gave him the car.
For how much?
For $0.
Is the title now in his name?
Yes.
And when did you do that? In what month?
July. I kept it for 15 days after I took it back.
Okay. Close the phone.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
You went to Florissant, Missouri, about 30 minutes away?
To live with a boyfriend.
No, a friend.
To live with a boyfriend.
He was not a boyfriend.
Well, was he a boy?
Yes.
And was he a friend?
Yes.
Veterans Day, Fox 56 News honors those who served with a special presentation. Hear stories of sacrifice and service from men and women who made America great. And meet today's Kentucky vets who keep our communities safe and strong. Veterans Voices, tonight at 6 on Fox 56.
When you walk in the door with the new triple bacon pizza from Papa John's, oh, that smell of bacony goodness has everyone showing up. I mean everyone. It's the season of bacon at Papa John's.
As ride-sharing services become more popular, so do wrecks involving them. So what happens if you get in an accident with a rideshare driver? What if you're a passenger in a rideshare vehicle that gets in a wreck? These ride-sharing cases can be complex, but at Isaacs and Isaacs, we have the people, the experience, and the resources to take on any kind of rideshare case. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. One call, that's all. Call 800-800-8888.
Listen carefully if your child age 5 to 11 is allergic to dust mites. Right now, we're seeking participants for a research study of an investigational immunotherapy for dust mite allergies in children ages 5 to 11. To learn about participating in our study, visit dustmitestudy.com or use your phone to read our QR code. Participating in our study for dust mite allergies is at no charge, and compensation may be available on the web at dustmitestudy.com. That's dustmitestudy.com.
At Long John Silver's, our legendary lobster bites are back with a delicious vengeance. Prepared with herby, buttery goodness and fried to golden perfection, they're the perfect delicacy as part of your family feast. Order online at longjohnsilvers.com. This year.
Meet people. I learned a lot from you.
Let's see what a special bond we have.
Sheldon.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 56.
Closed captioning is provided by
Liz, you nerd. Cough if you're in here.
I took Mucinex TM for my phlegmy cough.
What about Rob's dry cough?
Works on that too, and lasts 12 hours.
12 hours? Who studies that long? Mucinex TM relieves wet and dry coughs. The #1 brand doctors trust.
Icy hot. Ice works fast. Heat makes it less. Feel the power of contrast therapy. So you can rise from pain. Icy hot.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lexus scale says Charlotte Hammerschmidt illegally repossessed her car. Charlotte is countersuing for car damages.
Hang on, I gotta turn that fucking light off now. Oh, damn it.
Well, very lucky, Mr. Mooney.
Keep fucking playing on something now. More something 5:40. Move, move, move.
Can you tell me what the blue book is on that call?
Move for a second. God.
Well, he's not there, but I don't believe you anyway. Because if the value of the car is $1,550, you didn't give it to him. No way. Now, you put in $1,540 in this car? Any other money? No. How long did you have the car? I had the car for 5 months. What?
When she bought the car, it was $1,600 originally, and she put $1,000
dog.
down, and the other $600 she was supposed to be paid off in May. 3 months, $200 a month.
But I have That's okay, just a second. All that was owing on the car was $60, which clearly, based upon these things, she wanted to give you. You didn't want it, you took back the car and gave it to Mr. Moon. That's ridiculous. However, she drove the car for 5 months. And if I didn't think that you were a scam artist, I would actually take a lot more off. But I do think that you scammed her out of this money. Now, you drove the car for 5 months. Yes. So there's some value to you in that. So I'm taking off $100 a month, which is really more than fair. Okay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. You have some sort of ridiculous counterclaim. And since you get on with other people's money, I'm not even entertaining it. If the car was dirty, Mr. Mooney got himself a present of a dirty car. We're done. Your counterclaim's dismissed.
What is our excuse, Mr.
Went up to pay her the final $60. She refused. Her and her husband were outside drinking.
She got stopped with my license plates and my insurance here and got
I got out
of the car to pay her ticket in my car when I had
Oh,
the
dear
insurance
God.
on it. Get her husband, like, randomly just come to my car and start taking my license plates off. You know, I could have got in trouble. My car could have got impounded. She asked me for the keys. I'm like, well, I have the $60 right here. She's like, no, you need to find another way to go. You
I
need to
just
find
about
another
had
way
it with
home.
this.
I'm just glad it's done and over with. I didn't know what to do, and I was on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. What are you laughing about? Very glad. I'm glad I get my money.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Green versus Love. Step forward.
21-year-old Mariah Green is suing her former roommate, Mark Love, for the value of dog grooming equipment and lost wages.
Ms. Green, you rented a room or part of a house from the defendant, and you claim that he kept some of your equipment when you left this rental room that was in his house.
Yes.
You're suing him for almost $5,000, which includes the lost wages that you suffered as a result of him keeping your equipment. When did you move into his house?
I moved in April 22nd, 2016.
When did you move out?
I moved out July 6th, 2016.
So you lived there for less than a year.
Yes.
Did you have a rental agreement?
No, we did not. He insisted it wasn't necessary.
Just a second. Well, did you pay rent?
Yes, I pay $90 a week.
Just a second. Well, that's a rental agreement. Your rental agreement was, according to you, $90 a week. That's your rental agreement.
Right.
Okay. Did you pay your $90 a week in April?
Yes. When I moved in?
What about May?
Yes.
Every week in May?
Every single week.
And in June?
Yes.
So you were totally caught up with your rent?
Yes.
Why did you leave on July 6th?
I left because business was not panning out in the little rural town of Illinois, and also I felt very uncomfortable.
Just a second. So you left because business wasn't panning out?
Yeah.
So where did you go?
I went to Florissant, Missouri.
Where do you live?
I live right on the other side of St. Louis.
You live in St. Louis, is that?
About 20 miles out, yes, ma'am.
And you went
To Florissant, Missouri, about 30 minutes away.
to live with whom?
To live with a former law enforcement, Jeff.
To live with a boyfriend?
No, a friend.
To live with a boyfriend?
He was not a boyfriend.
Well, was he a boy?
Yes.
And was he a friend?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You left this equipment in the shed where you were supposed to do dog grooming.
Yes, he had the key, Your Honor.
The shed was the only thing that was locked up. The house was not, so she had no access to the shed.
Well, then how did Miss Green conduct her business?
Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Introducing the best deal in mobile. Unlimited on 2 or more lines for just $29.99 a line. All on a nationwide 5G network that provides the best overall experience and reliability. Call 844-677-2999. Unlimited for $29.99. This offer's gonna take off. We changed the rules when we introduced mobile. No contracts, no added taxes, and no hidden fees. And now we're doing it again. Making it easier to get unlimited for less with our best deal ever. Get unlimited from Spectrum Mobile for just $29.99.
That's amazing.
It's the best deal in mobile. Join the millions who switch to get the best deal in mobile. Unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included for just $29.99. And save up to 60%. Call 844-677-2999. Click SpectrumMobile.com or visit a store near you. It's a fact. 2 out of 3 Americans who qualify for Medicare do not receive all the benefits they deserve. You could be missing out. Now, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield introduces a free Medicare plan checkup to make sure you receive all the benefits you qualify for in 2022. Call 1-800-878-5180 today and receive extra benefits for a $0 monthly premium. Benefits like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. And to help you stay healthy at home, you can have free prescription drug delivery, online doctor visits 24/7, and free exercise classes. You can even receive money towards over-the-counter health items. Call 1-800-878-5180 today and feel confident you have all the benefits you deserve for 2022. You can receive extra benefits for a $0 monthly premium like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. Call 1-800-878-5180 and make sure you're not missing out.
At Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, we make sure your favorite spot is designed to be super comfortable. Whether you're a cuddler, an upside downer, a leg dangler, or all of the above. It's the Veterans Day sale at Lazy Boy. Save up to 40% throughout the entire store. Plus, you'll get 0% interest until January 2024.
What do you think?
your calories. Live life comfortably.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mariah Green says, former roommate Mark Love owes for dog grooming equipment and lost wages.
Now, were you living in his house?
Yes.
Who else lived in the house?
Nobody, just me and him.
Just the two of you. And how big a house was it?
It's a 1-story with a basement.
And did you get there by car?
Yes.
Your car?
Yes, I
Or his
have my car.
When you left, was Mr. Love at home?
No, but the majority of my...
Just a second. Mr. Love was not at home.
No.
And you left this equipment in shed where you were supposed to do dog grooming. Is that right?
Yes, he had the key, Your Honor.
Okay.
The shed was the only thing that was locked up. The shed was the only thing that was locked up. The house was not, because I was at work and she had the key. So she had no access to the shed.
So you think I should give her this money?
Absolutely not, Your Honor. She's not losing any work.
No, just a second. Just a second. I'm talking about her losing any work. She had no lost wages because she said she moved out of your house because business wasn't going the way she wanted it to go.
She had a job.
I'm just curious as to why you volunteered the fact that the shed was locked.
I keep my shed locked because all my tools for work in there, my lawnmower's in there, everything else is in there. It's basically just a storage shed.
Well, then how did Miss Green conduct her business?
She did not. She never used it. The day that she moved in, I helped her move her stuff into the shed, and that stuff never moved the entire time she lived there, nor did she ever use it at all. She didn't need it for work whatsoever.
I was under the impression when I moved there,
I don't care what your impression was. You lived there for 3 months. Did you ever use the equipment?
he didn't set up the shed for me.
Oh,
He said he would.
great. You know what I think, actually? I think that you have to take this back to Missouri.
I don't think so. I can show you.
Just a second.
Yes.
I'm not buying the story.
I can prove to you that I have lost wages.
I'm not buying the story. Do you understand?
Yes.
All I want to do is for you to produce bills for any equipment that was in the storage shed, paid bills for equipment that was in the storage shed, because Mr. Love says that he disposed of the equipment.
Yes.
Correct.
Just a second. All I want to do is see paid bills for the equipment.
I bought the tub from a certified master groomer, and then
Just a
there's a
second.
receipt at my table.
Just a second. I want to see where you paid for any of this stuff.
I paid for the tub in cash, Your Honor, and then there's the Amazon receipt at my table.
Judge Judy continues. Closed captioning sponsored by
Healthy habits come in all sizes, like little blocks, and getting screened for colon cancer. That's big, because when caught in early stages, it's more treatable.
Hey, Cologuard.
Hi, I'm non-invasive, and I detect altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers, even in early stages.
Early stages.
Yep, it's for people 45 plus at average risk for colon cancer, not high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
Count me in.
Me too.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Hi, folks. Medicare open enrollment is simple. 1. Call the number on your screen. 2. The agent will look up your zip code to see if you're able to eliminate copays and get Part C benefits like prescriptions and expanded coverage for your dental work at no extra cost. 3. They'll check if you're eligible to get money added to your Social Security check up to $1,700 a year. Call to check your zip code.
I called to check my zip code.
I called to eliminate copays.
I called to get everything I deserve. I called to get money added to my Social Security check.
Millions of people have trusted the Medicare coverage helpline. You can too. Call the 800 number on your screen to check your zip code. Don't miss the deadline. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-750-4500. That's 1-800-750-4500 now.
Hughes & Coleman is committed to helping you get all the money you deserve when you get injured because someone else was reckless, so you don't have to fight with the insurance company.
Let us do it for you. Call Hughes & Coleman.
800-800-4600.
For Deb, living with constipation and belly pain was the same old story for years. Trying this, doing that, spending countless Linzess is not a laxative. It helps you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and is proven to help relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Could your story also be about IBS-C? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess.
When you're in a car wreck, you know who to call.
Call using Coleman.
800-800-4600!
Studies show people who call a lawyer on average get up to 3 times more money.
That's a lot of shakes.
Use and call 800-800-4600.
Have you been cheated? Go to JudgeJudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
What stuff did you get rid of? A table?
A table, a dog bath, just big equipment that was taking up too much stuff. Too much space in my shed. A shed that I have to get into every weekend. The reason I kept her stuff is because she moved out without my knowledge.
Just a second.
Yep.
She said she bought it for $100. That's what she said she got it for. She got it for $100. Okay. You had no right to dispose of her stuff. Next. Did she pay her rent?
No, the last week she did not.
Which week did she not pay rent?
July 8th, I believe.
She said she moved out on the 6th, so the 7th.
Right. She stayed that whole week, and she had always paid me at the end of the week.
Friday.
For the week that she stayed.
She moved out on the 6th of July.
She moved out on the 8th of July. Well, she moved out on the 6th. The 8th is when she owed me her rent, her final week's rent. And when she didn't pay it, that's when I didn't unlock the shed to get her stuff back.
You have to pay her $100, sir, for the stuff that she says she paid $100 for, even though the new condition is $479. I don't know if I believe any of this, but $100 is nuisance value. You can't dispose of her property. You can't dispose of her property.
Well, what if she owes me rent?
And the table? Just a second. $100. Sir, if she owes you rent, you sue her if she listens to me carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
You said in your papers that she didn't pay you the rent, so you wouldn't give her her stuff and you disposed of it.
I asked her to come get her stuff, and all she had to do was pay me the $90. I would have happily unlocked the shed.
That's my judgment, $100 for the plaintiff. Your counterplaintiff.
Wait, I can prove that he has lost wages. I've lost wages.
Buzz our excuse. Next up, Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And on the next Judge Judy.
Follow Judge Judy on all of your favorite social media channels.
The line got crossed when she started texting other guys and
He's obsessed with me.
bringing them over to my house, the house that I was nice enough to lend her, a whole room to.
He's obsessed, but he was trying to get me to stay there. He locked it in there, would not release my stuff to me.
Then she up and moved out, so I never even saw it coming, kind of got blindsided.
Like a month in, where he started drunk texting me, he loved me, he was obsessed with me.
I'm about the 4th single guy that she's moved in with. She's basically a con artist.
And I told him I was uncomfortable. I said, please keep it strictly platonic. Please be just a normal, landlord.
She does this to guys. She moves in with them. She finds them off Craigslist. She dates them for a little while.
And he didn't. And then he started sabotaging my relationships with other men on my phone.
Then she leaves and expects to get a settlement out of it.
He went on my phone, got their number, and started texting them, pretending he was me.
Have you seen 21-year-olds with their phone? Might as well be glued to their face. There's no way I can touch it.
And then deleted the messages, and the guy would not talk to me to this day because of the things he said to them.
I'm actually pretty glad at $100. I can pay that just to get her stuff out of my shed and be done with this.
I'm going to put a lock on my phone.
Oh, I'll never get another roommate again, that's for sure.
And I'm never getting a roommate off Craigslist again.
Beat the stress with the Planet Fitness Black Card. You get all the perks for zero enrollments, $22.99 a month, now to November 16th, like access to over 2,000 locations. Bring a guest anytime. Relax with massage chairs and more. Plus, get tons of variety and space in our super clean clubs. Your fitness is essential. Get all the perks with the PF Black Card.
I think I got that.
$22.99 a month. Hurry, deal ends November 16th.
Join in any Lexington area Planet Fitness for no enrollment fee. Offer ends November 16th.
Health Parade, brought to you by CHI St. Joseph Health.
The aorta is the most important blood vessel of the body, but over the years, parts of this vessel's wall can become weak and possibly rupture. Dr. George Dimley explains who is most at risk for an aortic aneurysm.
Hypertensive patients should be screened. smokers should be screened. Somebody in your family has had aortic disease or had an aneurysm, or your doctor's ever told you you had a murmur or enlarged aorta, you should ask your primary care provider to screen you, and then they can refer you over to St. Joe's Cardiac Surgery for evaluation. Aortic surgery requires a very refined, experienced surgeon to perform these surgeries. Require very complex ways to keep the patient safe and protected during the surgery and then after the surgery. St. Joe's does this very well.
For more information, go to chistjosephhealth.org. I'm Adrienne Flores.
Bite all you want.
Auctioneers online at FourBrothersInc.com.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for this special to honor our nation's heroes on Veterans Day. I'm Kristen Flom.
And I'm Marvin Bartlett. Over the next half hour, we'll take a look at the Veterans Voices of Kentucky. We will meet the family of a Kentucky soldier killed in World War II, whose remains were recently finally returned, and meet with a group using music to work through PTSD.
And later on, the team comes first. We'll learn how one veteran uses his most important lesson as a soldier on the football field.
But we begin with a story of closure for the family of a Kentucky veteran more than 75 years after he disappeared fighting in the French mountains in World War II.
His family tells Fox 56's Bodie Brooks it still doesn't feel real that their soldier has returned home. That's where he wrote about. He just wanted to come home.
On November 23, 1944, U.S. Army Private First Class Burton McQueen took his last breath in the Vosges Mountains of France. A native son of Wincade, Kentucky, it would be more than 75 years before he would return to the bluegrass.
The last time I seen Uncle Bert, he was out of basic training. And I looked up the road, and I must have been almost 10 years old or what.
Good Lord.
But I remember Uncle Bert come running. He just out of basic training. I've never seen anyone run like that before.
Genevieve Palm and Burton Griffin are McQueen's
September.
niece and nephew and some of his eldest descendants. Griffin sharing the namesake of his late uncle and distant memories of when he left for the war in November 1943.
He said, I thought if I run hard, I had to get here quicker, I could stay a little bit longer. So he can't stay long as it is. But the blood plate now. We're getting ready to ship out. He went back the same way, in a long stride, military style.
July 1944.
And that was the last time McQueen's family would see him on Kentucky soil. McQueen's final battle was a year later in France during Operation Dragoon. His unit had been ordered to retreat, but McQueen was not among them. He had been wounded. Eyewitness accounts placed McQueen at an aid station, a French farm, where he later died. And for years, that's where he stayed.
Grandma's hope and grief, and my mother's hope and grief, they never really gave up. The hope that he was still out there someplace and he would eventually come home.
On July 9th, that all changed. After a near 4-year process, McQueen's remains, now relocated to Normandy, were finally identified. On October 16th, the McKee community welcomed Burton McQueen home.
Just standing there on the tarmac, and the plane was waiting for the plane, and the plane, it just did not feel real. And I still wake up every day and remind myself Uncle Burton's home.
Reporting in McKee, Bodie Brooks, Fox 56 News.
McQueen was buried with military honors in October. He was just 20 years old when he died, just 6 months before the war ended.
We also want to show you veterans memorials across our area. We begin in our state capital with a look at the Kentucky Vietnam Veterans Memorial. 1,103 Kentuckians were killed, each with their name inscribed on the floor of the memorial. Built in 1988, the monument takes the form of a sundial. It was designed to give each soldier their own personal Memorial Day, with the shadow's tip touching each man's name on the date of their death. Soldiers missing in action or prisoners of war are also listed toward the front of the monument, where the shadow never falls.
Veterans face many challenges. Some deal with PTSD, depression, anxiety. A nonprofit at the VA helps them heal. It puts the power of music into the hands of heroes in Lexington. Fox 56's Georgia MacArthur has the story.
It's the sound of hope. It's the rhythm of relief.
The things you experience overseas can be very hard to express in words. Sometimes even through various therapies, sometimes there's just something kind of missing.
Music is now a way for Michael McCuddy and other vets to heal from those experiences.
I think that playing this guitar is a different kind of outlet to be able to express emotion. It's hard to describe.
Infantryman McCuddy served one tour in Iraq. His years of service, 2001 to 2005. McCuddy says the camaraderie he finds with other veterans here is therapeutic.
Helping other combat vets was a real passion of mine.
Healing in the hands of music. Learning frets and chords may not seem like much, but to these veterans, it means the world.
I'm from Indiana, and this allowed me to meet other combat veterans around here, and it's been a good thing for me because before that, I didn't know anybody.
Dustin Bond spent 5 years in the Army. He deployed twice during the Iraq War troop surge. Guitars for Vets gives veterans with PTSD and other emotional distress comfort in the songs they love.
Happy that we got caught that gift.
Retired Sergeant First Class Anthony Cook instructs.
I suffer from PTSD as well, and through all the therapy that I've done, mindfulness is a big factor.
He deployed 3 times while serving. This is how he serves now.
You're around people who've been through experiences like you've been through to kind of understand.
In Lexington, George MacArthur, Fox 56 News.
Guitars for Veterans started in July. The group meets every Friday, and all veterans are welcome to join.
Some veterans need more extensive therapy to deal with effects of PTSD. The VA offers mental health treatment for veterans. All VA medical facilities provide PTSD specialists and treatment. In Lexington, there's a PTSD clinical team. There are also specialized programs such as rehab treatment and a women's recovery program. For more information on how to get assistance, visit foxlexington.com. Next on Veterans Voices of Kentucky, resources for veterans often center around men who have served.
We'll hear from a group whose efforts focus on women.
Do you suffer from knee pain or worry about the risks of knee surgery?
It hurt all the time, like the nerves were rubbing against each other.
Get the relief you need without surgery. We're Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Our state-of-the-art procedures replenish the natural cushioning in your joints with an FDA-approved gel without surgery or downtime.
After the first injection, I knew it was going to work.
Medicare and most private insurance cover this procedure.
Call 1-800-218-2168. That's 1-800-218-2168.
Okay.
When you're named the #1 hospital in Kentucky for 5 straight years, it comes with enormous responsibility. A responsibility that we're honored to
When the fuck is she
It
again?
means that no healthcare challenge is too big or too small.
Still not there.
Always show the best of us. It means that we are the hospital to meet the healthcare needs of the Commonwealth. The best in Kentucky. The best for Kentucky. UK Healthcare. The power of advanced medicine.
Join us at Johnny Carino's for our 5 for $15 top sirloin steak and shrimp scampi meal deal. Enjoy our Italian nachos appetizer, juicy char-grilled top sirloin steak, savory shrimp scampi, sauteed in a white wine lemon butter sauce, your choice of pasta, a refreshing beverage, and our fresh baked bread for only $15. We are open at noon on Thanksgiving Day, serving your traditional turkey dinner and all your Italian favorites. Or take your Thanksgiving family feast to go. Make your reservation at Johnny Carino's today.
Bath Fitter doesn't just fit your bath. With hundreds of custom designs, it fits your style. With our unique tub-over-tub installation in just a day, it fits your schedule with no demo or mess. With quality that's guaranteed for life, it fits your high standards. It just fits. Bath Fitter. Call 859-495-1830 today to book your free in-home consultation. Call now.
Our Veterans Special continues now with the focus shifting to a different group. Female veterans face a disconnect. Some feel society sees them differently than men, and that plays into a unique set of hardships.
Fox 56's Danielle Miskell spoke with some of them at Lady Veterans Connect, an organization right here in Lexington, about their experiences.
We are here for the veterans, mostly the lady veterans, because they're like a little community that's forgotten about.
Retired Navy officer.
See if your little girl can go on my Facebook, back on my Facebook, and ask her to see if I'm friends with Mom on there.
The Department of Veteran Affairs says female vets are the
Or maybe I can just pull it up on the tablet.
And that's sad. At my age,
Hey everybody. Hey Ann. Peggy Holland, how are you? I'm glad everybody's here. Missed you guys. There's my Lynn. Where have you been, Lynn? I've missed you. You're saying where have I been, huh? I've missed y'all so much. Yeah, tell her to go on there and see if she can get back on there and add Mom to make sure Mom is friends with me and Aunt Faye. Because I don't know which Facebook they're using and you do, so. Give a few more people time to hop on here, y'all, and then we'll get started. It is. That rain sounds so good. I can sleep like a baby right now. Your mom's not friends with you on this one. I don't think so. Hey, Teresa Tindall, how are you, girl? Been a while.